I feel like it's so rare to find someone who matches interests. How do people do this? Goddamn. Well, you see, and I'm gonna tell you this. This is my singular piece of love advice, or not even love advice, just advice in general. The real way to meet people with common interests is to engage in the communities of said interest. If you happen to like sewing or like knitting or something, you go out and seek out other people who are in the sewing and knitting community. If you happen to like sports and you like to, for me, I like to ride bikes, then I'm gonna go on group rides. I'm gonna go visit my local bike shop. I like doing all sorts of shit. I like going to the gym, so I'm going to engage with other people who kind of care about their health, who engage in, gym activities at the gym. You know what I mean? It like that is quite literally the only way for you to kind of find people who have common interests, because they are doing the thing that you happen to like doing, and that is the one thing that you have in common together, and you can expand from that. That's like the problem, not problem solved, but like it's the answer is always right there in front of us. You know what I mean? I think more often than not, for a lot of things in our lives, the answer is kind of just right in front of us. The main issue is that we just don't do it. You know what I mean? And it's also at the cost that it's like, oh, we think it's too it's too stressful, or oh, I just can't do it, or oh, is it blah, blah, blah. And I feel like at some point in time, all you really have to do is just break it down to like why you can't do certain things, right? It's like, oh, like the way that I look at it is like, oh, I want to get a new job. What do I need to do to get a new job? I need to get a certification. What do I need to do to get the certification? I need to take a class and pass an exam. What do I need to do to pass this exam? I need to study. What do I need to do to study? I need to set aside certain times of the week to actually sit down and properly understand material that I'm given. Okay, what do I have to do in order to do that? Within each set amount of time, I just dedicate focus on things that I happen to be weak at, blah, blah, blah. And you break it down like into like individual steps into like its own like individual fragments essentially. And I feel like that's pretty much the easiest way to kind of get yourself to like be like, okay, I really just need to do this first step in order to get to the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step, and the next step, and it'll just build up over time. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of just how it is. And then eventually at some point in time, it just becomes second nature. It gets easier, right? Because ultimately you realize I've already done this first step before. I can probably do this step again, and then I just repeat the process. That's it. True, but I feel like it's a lot. I mean, everything's a lot, right? Going to school is a lot. Finishing school is a lot. Living your life is a lot. Dealing with your own emotions is a lot. But that doesn't change the fact that like we still all just have to live life the way that we do. We all have a lot going on. You know what I mean? I think that's like the bottom line. We all have a lot. But that doesn't change the fact that we gotta like, we gotta survive out here, We out here to survive. We out not even survive. We out here to thrive. You know what I mean? And it's better that it is a lot than it is nothing at all, right? Because I would much rather live my life at least trying to strive for something else and trying to get there, as opposed to just being like, oh well, I didn't really do anything. And I feel like that's you just gotta keep doing it. I guess just how to organize your life. I mean, yeah, it's a lot, but I mean, that's the important part, right? Like the individual steps of your life are important to have, because ultimately you fall back on your own individual habits. You will fall back into habits that you formed in your formative years. You will almost always default to the current systems that you have in place. And if your current system is just, oh, if I am tired, I go to bed and I don't do anything, or, oh, I'm tired, let me like check what I got left and then go to bed, or versus, or, oh, I'm hungry, do I get the healthy option, or do I default to just random fast food? You know what I mean? That you like, I hope you understand what I'm getting at, right? Like it's quite literally, it's a lot, obviously, and it's a lot to think about and process, but at the same time, it's important to kind of have that, because you need to like, or rather it helps you kind of be accountable for your own actions. And that way you can kind of understand when and where it is kind of acceptable for you to kind of feel like, okay, maybe I can forgive myself in the sense that maybe I'm not doing as much today, but that's okay, because I've done so much in the past and I have such a strong foundation of my life that one small setback isn't going to stop me from continuing to live my life the way that I want to. I feel like even giving 20% of a day you don't feel your best, that's still 100%. I mean, again, like I think effort is something that's always going to be circumstantial or contextual, right? Like your 100% will sometimes be 50%. And that's the other thing, right? The bottom line is you are never going to be at your 100% all the time. You are never 100% of the time. And ultimately, you kind of just have to accept the fact that you sometimes will be maybe 70% of your best, maybe sometimes 50% of your best, maybe sometimes even like 10% of your best. And then there are times where you're like 110%, right? And it comes in waves. It comes in moments in time. It comes when you're feeling good. It comes when you're feeling bad. There's all sorts of different things. It's circumstantial. And that's just how life is. Life is just a set of different conditions that you kind of just have to understand and try to figure out what the fuck you're going to do. Yeah, I recently started therapy, and one thing I learned is that you just have to accept that you're scared, but you have to work through what makes you scared. Yeah, and I feel like that's like the bottom line for a lot of things. You kind of just have to accept that you feel certain things the way that you do, and ultimately try to figure out whether or not this is something that is real to you, or something that you can ultimately say, like, you know, this is kind of just me talking myself out of things, or me unintentionally putting myself down because my brain kind of just does that, right? And there's a lot to it. But understanding and acceptance is probably step one in trying to like properly process and understand emotions at the end of the day. Do it scared, at least you started. Exactly. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I'd just be Lamau. He sounds more awake now because he's giving advice. I don't think so. I'm gonna be real. I'm just doing my thing. Fortnite Battle Pass.